Are there some big changes for 2025 XC40? There are some videos on YouTube claiming that they are. Well, spoiler alert, not so many. But today I'm at Gunther Volvo in Daytona Beach, and I'll be checking out this 2025 Volvo XC40, taking on the complete tour of this vehicle, exterior, interior, engine, technology, and of course the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And now let's get back to this. One of the most important things to consider when shopping for a brand new vehicle, of course, is their safety rating. And Volvo's been synonymous with safety for many, many years. Now, this one is no different. It has the top safety rating through the NHTSA, which is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, 5 stars. Overall, 5 stars for frontal and side collision for both driver and passenger. Now, it is competing in the luxury subcompact crossover segment with vehicles such as BMW X1, Mercedes-Benz GLA, or Audi Q3. Is it the best of them? Well, it's up to you to decide. I'm going to take in a complete tour of it. And just to let you know that this is not a brand new design. This design's been around since 2023, I believe, when they got some major redesign, but the vehicle has been around since 2017. So let's take a closer look at the exterior. This particular one is the top of the line model. It's dressed in the cloud blue color, so if you like that, that's the name of it. And it also has that dark theme, and the dark theme characterized as some of the black accents around the vehicle, so you can see around the fog lamps right at the bottom. Also the shiny black grille. We have the big Volvo logo, and as you can see, the arrow is pointing towards where the hood latch is. We have the front-facing camera and the Thor's hammer lights. Now, the lights are all LED lights. They're also adaptive lights with the automatic high beam. So as I mentioned before, the arrow points out to where the latch is, right? That yellow one on the side. Underneath the hood, you'll find a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 247 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. It is aided by the 48-volt mild hybrid system that features regenerative braking and integrated starter generator. Adds about 13 horsepower to it, keeps everything spooled up, keeps everything ready to go without putting the additional stress on the engine. So that should be fun driving it. Now we have hood struts on both sides. Surprisingly, we don't find any of the sound shield underneath here, but we have the double latches. I'm definitely going to check out the quietness of the cabin at the end of this video. As we walk around the corner, let's take a look at the side profile of this vehicle. It still looks good, even though this design is a few years old. As far as the performance aspect, 6.1 seconds 0 to 60. Gas mileage, 24 in the city, 30 on the expressway. Combined number is 26. The total length of this vehicle, we have at 174.8. 73.7 is the width of it, and height is at 65 inches. We're going to take a look at some of the capacities in the back, but it's definitely a subcompact SUV. I like the look of it. Let's take a closer look as far as the wheel and tires. This one has the largest wheels possible, which is 20-inch wheels. 245 by 45 is the tire size. We have some black cladding around the wheels, as well as the bottom portion of the vehicle. Up on top, if you look at the mirrors, they're part of this dark theme. We have the shiny black mirrors with the turn signal, side view camera, blind spot assist. We also have the shiny black low profile roof rails and the big panoramic sunroof. Now, all of the doors can be opened by sticking your hand inside of the door handle, as long as the key is somewhere on you. That goes for both the front and the rear doors. Now, here normally on the Recharge, you'll find the Recharge badge on it, but Volvo is going away with the XC40 Recharge. They're renaming it as the EX40, and that should be coming out later this year. If you look at the back of it, we see it's so typical to Volvo, large lights. Now, this is a combination, which I was kind of surprised with, because we still have the regular incandescent light bulb inside of the turn signal here, but the regular lights and The reverse lights are all LEDs. We also have the third brake light right on top. The rear wiper, Volvo in the middle, XC40 on the sides. B5 all-wheel drive. This is the only engine configuration available for this year. No visible exhaust. We have the shiny black at the bottom of the bumper. And let's open up the gate. Let's see what we have as far as the cargo space. To open the rear gate, you can basically push the button on the gate itself or on the remote. This is, of course, your typical Volvo remote. There's a button at the bottom of it. You hit that and it opens up. Power opening gate. Now, on the inside, we have 20 cubic feet of storage. So that's not a lot. Now, that's about as much as Toyota Grand Highlander has behind the third row seat. So that's just a comparison. So what else we have? We have the 12-volt power outlet, some illumination in here, but there's some cool features in here. Look at this. This is very different design floor here. So open this up. I can fold it like, you know, in three basically, and it serves as a barrier, so the things that you have here don't roll towards the front, but also has 3 grocery bag hooks. So if you have grocery bags, you can just hook them onto here and they're going to be nice and secure. Underneath this second floor, we have the spare tire and the tools to help you remove it. So just in case you were wondering, it has the spare tire. Now you can also open up just the pass-through over here, so in case you're going skiing, have some 2x4s to do some house projects, or you can open either the 40 part or the 60 part of the seat, and that's going to give you about 58 cubic feet of cargo. Now, since the vehicle is fairly small, you can just basically reach your hand and do it yourself, as I'm doing right now, and boom. That's the cargo space that you're going to have. Now that's what we have in the back. Let's see what we have for passengers. Now let's see if I'll have enough room sitting behind the seat that's adjusted to my regular driving position. Now I'm 6 feet tall. It is a subcompact SUV, so manage your expectations. But I gotta tell you, I have about 2.5 inches above my head, plenty of shoulder room, and my knees are barely touching the seat in front of me. Now, I would like that maybe a little bit more recline here, so that would kind of limit the space in the back. But then again, we are looking at the subcompact SUV. The interior is super cool. Let me show it to you. Starting with this rear door panel, look at this, how much of a window space we have for the rear passenger. And we have this felt looking material. This is all recycled material right here. This is nice and soft. And then we have some different trim around the speakers and more storage at the bottom of the door. Of course, we have the lock and window control in addition to the door handle. Now, inside the rear passenger compartment, we have in the back of the seats, we have some netting, and then in the middle, you have your own vents for the back seats and the 12-volt power outlet. Now, notice this fairly big bump in the middle. That's going to definitely limit some space for the third passenger right in the middle. This console opens up. That, of course, is the one that I opened from the back to show you that you can do a pass-through. But we have the cup holders here. And, of course, in the seats, in this leather seat, we have this tiny little Swedish flag. It is a Swedish-based manufacturer and owned in majority by Chinese, but this particular vehicle is made in Belgium. Up on top, we have the panoramic sunroof. We have some illumination over there as well. And let's see what's going on in the front. Now let's start with the sound of the closing door from the outside. All right. Well, that's not bad. I was actually hoping for a little bit better, I guess. Anyways, Harman Kardon is the make of the stereo in here. We have some wood trim on the inside, 2 memory seat settings, window, mirror, lock controls, all of this recycled material on the inlays, and tons of space inside at the bottom of the door. Now that recycled material is all over the Volvo. That's Volvo's commitment to the environment. And then we have several adjustments for the driver's seats. As far as the power adjustments, the seats are fairly comfortable. They're firm. Most of the Volvo seats are going to be firm. Nice, soft leather. Not a very aggressive bolstering, nothing crazy going on in the box pedal, as far as the design of it. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, it is manual adjustment. When I asked them, they said, well, the power one is going to affect the safety of the vehicle, so they don't want to do anything to do that. And then, of course, we have the opening for the rear gate. Now, let me jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. And we're gonna start this door with the sound of the closing door from the inside. Boom, that is a pretty solid thud right here. Since we opened, we have the fuel range of 50 miles, 94 degrees outside. It is getting hot in Florida here, we're still in April. Now, this is all nice and soft touch materials. The Harman Kardon stereo, the wood trim on the side, same thing as on the door, and the glove box. I normally don't open the glove box, but this one has this pretty cool feature. If you flip this hook towards the front, you can hang your grocery bag so it doesn't, roll around in the front footwell. Now we have the 9-inch screen for the infotainment system, 12-inch screen as far as the instrument cluster. Let's start this vehicle. It doesn't have the sound of the starter because it has this integrated starter generator. Okay, and it says I'm not wearing the seatbelt, hence that noise. Okay, let's take a look. First of all, the steering wheel, nice, decent size. Volvo in the middle. You have the cruise control setting, adaptive cruise control settings, and this controls very little up and down. This is your volume, and to the sides you can either have the navigation in the middle or not. That's about your only option. And here we have 50 miles to empty. On the right hand side you have the tachometer, left hand side you have the speedometer. That's what's going on in the instrument cluster. As far as the infotainment system, 9-inch screen, not the biggest for the class. We have the competitors going with 12, 13, 14 inches. So definitely a smaller one, but is it functional? So we have two different sets of buttons, kind of confusing too. So this is your basic settings right here. So your maps, it's a Google infotainment system. So we're going to have Google Maps, very nice and accurate. I'm a big fan of it. You might be a Android or Apple CarPlay user, which you have, by the way. Radio, browse radio stations. So you have the ability to have the FM radio station, HD radio station. I don't see any of the AMs. Maybe I don't know how to find it. But you also have the Sirius XM. You can connect your phone and you hit the car status right here. That basically tells you that, hey, we're all good, as far as the vehicle. There's no warning lights. There's no service needed at this point, and it's just looking for the tire pressure monitoring system to see what that is. Now we also have this little button right here, and that's going to give you to some apps that you can watch, right? So like YouTube you can watch, of course. Maps, you can set it up for your navigation system. You also have the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then air quality. So it's going to tell you based on where you at while using the app. That's fine, continue, and activate location sharing. And we're gonna, let's just allow it all the time, and let's go back at it. Okay, so we have the good air quality here. Outside pollen, very low, none. I mean, it still surprises me because I thought it was pretty bad as far as pollen here in Florida. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. Okay, go back to this. So your Play Store, so you can download your Google apps. And then there's another set of buttons or settings right here. Okay, on the right hand side. And this is your driving. So when you hit this driving button, you have the different drive modes. You have the off-road mode that you can enable. Not sure what it does, but it has it. Pilot assist as default, lane keeping assist, road sign information, ready to drive notification, driving dynamics. We can also steering feel firm. We can turn that on. Well, let's turn it on. I like that little weight to the steering wheel. And then you can customize the sound connectivity controls, so display lights, locking wipers, mirror profiles, Google system, etc. So this is your main settings for the vehicle. You can turn on the rear view camera or the camera system either by pushing this button, and that's going to give you the top-down view with the ability to choose the camera that you want to see. Okay, so 360 rear view camera. Now if I put it in reverse, you can see in addition to the view, we also have the trajectory lines for front and back. Really nice and vivid as far as the camera, good quality. And again, we go back to the camera here, and you can also see the side view cameras. Those are the cameras in the mirrors. We have the heated seats, and this is the automatic climate control. Now it takes a little bit to get going. Anyways, this is your main home button, in case you were wondering. And we have a set of buttons right here at the bottom. Your hazard, front window defogger, rear window defroster. This is for your media. And then This is a blank button. I thought it was for the glove box, but not on this one. We have the wireless charging, 2 USB Type-C ports, and a 12-volt power outlet here. And we also have this gear shifter in Auraforce Crystal, a very cool feature. I like that. So you have the gear indicator right on the side, and to put it in park, you press the P button, electronic parking brake, auto brake hold. Okay, you have a little garbage can right here. So, you know, don't throw garbage all over the vehicle. Just put it in here, and then you can take this out and basically dump whatever you have in here. That's a pretty clever thing that only Volvo has, I believe, and it's a pretty deep storage, you know, for the size of the vehicle. Now, scrolling up on top, we have this digital mirror right here that you can turn on or off. As you can see, it has a HomeLink system as well, and you have the LED lights. You can turn all of them on. You can turn them on when the doors are open, etc. And you can also open the sunroof by sliding your finger, and then as you can see, it is doing the work for us. Let's see if the whole thing is going to open up. Nope, we can do it one more time, and now we have the sunroof opening. Big windscreen, close it off, and then moving on to the side, we have the illuminated mirrors with the visors. This is it. This is the 2025 Volvo XC40. Now, the big changes, guys. Are you waiting for it? Well, did I already gave it up in the middle of this video? No, there are no big changes. Let's talk about pricing and trims. Take it for a spin. But to say that there are no changes in 2025 versus 2024 would not be true. So the base trim level, which is the core, it loses its dark theme, which is what I have on this one. So those are black accents. However, it gains the power reclining rear headrest as a standard equipment. The Sand Dune is a new color that replaces the bright dust color in the last year's model. And the Ultra trim, which is what I'm sitting in right now, replaces the Ultimate trim. These are all the changes for 2025 model year. Let's talk about pricing. So we're on the Volvo's website. The core trim starts at $41,945 plus $46,795, and Ultra at $50,595. This particular one has a total MSRP, including destination, just over $52,000. And I'm going to list everything that's in here in the description of this video. Well, let's take it for a quick spin. I always like to start the test drive with the turning. So let's do a 360 in this subcompact SUV. Steering wheel all the way to the left. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parking spots. 1, 2, 3, 4 parking spots. Very nice. They also sit up pretty high. They have a good visibility. Nice view of the road ahead of you. Mirrors are decent. You're gonna check out the acceleration. I'm gonna hope to find a straightaway here to see how this vehicle drives on the road. And let's go for a test drive. Merging in traffic. That shouldn't be an issue with 247 horsepower and a mild hybrid system. The mild hybrid makes a huge difference, keeping everything, you know, powered up without putting an additional strain on the engine. And that's what's really important. Now, as far as the acceleration, 0 to 60, I'm not sure if we're going to do the whole 0 to 60, but I want to see how this vehicle gets up to speed from the complete stop. So I'm going to stop right here. We're at 0, and then 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, 45, 50. Yep, and we hit 60. Even though BMW and Mercedes both have slightly better numbers, this one feels quick. It feels quick enough, definitely, to get up to speed. Merge in traffic, anything that you need to do with this vehicle safely. And, you know, speaking about safety, of course, it has the top safety ratings both from NHTSA and IIHS, which are the top 2 companies that are doing the vehicle safety testing here in the United States. And then And mentioning United States is important because the two reason I've gotten a bunch of comments on my XC60, which I guess was redesigned in some other parts of the world and not in the United States. And then there's goes, of course, people coming up with all kinds of hate. Hey, this is not the 2025. It looks different. Well, it might look different in your part of the world. This is right here in the United States, and that's what the XC40 looks like. And if you like the looks of it, definitely check out the rest of the inventory at Gunther Volvo. They have several different models, ranging from the base core models to this one, the top of the line, the Ultra trim levels, and different colors, different equipment packages, and I'm pretty sure they are making deals on them as well. Now, the vehicle, as you can see, is made in Belgium with no U.S. Part content, so it will get affected by the tariffs when they come into the effect. So if you are shopping for one, this might be a good time to do it before the price increases. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is, just what I feel as far as this. And the prices between 41,000 for the base trim to about 50,000 for the top of the line. This is the range that you have on the XC40. I mean, again, it is in line with the other luxury crossovers available on the market. I like it. I think it's a very cool SUV. It's got a lot of Easter eggs. It's got this pretty cool floor in the back. It's got this hook for the grocery bag in the front. I like the mild hybrid system in it. Like I said, it doesn't even have that sound of the starting engine because it keeps everything spooled up and ready to go. So as soon as you hit the accelerator, the vehicle will go. As far as the XC40, a great contender, very strong contender in the space. It depends on what you like. If you're looking at the performance, maybe the BMW is a little bit quicker, but I don't like the design of it. But you might be different. The design is very subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder. The GLA, again, a great vehicle. I think this one has a little bit more space. It feels spacious, more spacious on the inside. The GLA definitely has a little bit more advantage as far as, the design of it on the interior. It has that MBUX, which is, in my opinion, the best system out of all the manufacturers. But then again, you might not need it. So safety. Safety is a huge thing in the segment, right? The IHS and the NHTSA both rate this as a top safety pick with 5 stars. So that's super important when you're shopping for something for yourself and your family. You'll make sure that you get something that's safe for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something about this brand new 2025 XC40. And if you did and you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.